Hey guys, welcome back to Mojo Watches. My name is Dave, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at an affordable homage to the Seiko Marinemaster 300, a chunky dive watch that has very distinctive proportions and looks by a company called Steeldive in their model 1968. Let's get into it. No doubt about it, many enthusiasts that are fans of Seiko dive watches consider the Marinemaster 300 to be a grail level watch, with its high beat 4Hz movement manufactured in the same studio as Grand Seiko movements, its distinctive monoblock case that is rated for 300 meters and is divers certified, meaning it has passed stringent testing in water, magnetic, and shock resistance. These watches retail for over $3,000 US new and from about $1,500 and up on the used market. It's easy to understand why many would feel apprehensive about adding one to their collection, especially with its larger dimensions and bulky weight at over 200 grams on the bracelet. If you're not familiar with Steeldive, they're known for quality homage watches, especially under $100, including the 1970, which is a Willard homage, and the 1975, which is a Tuna homage. This one is priced around $130 to $160 US, which is about double the price of both of those other models from Steeldive, and I think it's because of the increased manufacturing costs associated with assembling onto a monoblock case. Let's go over the dimensions. We have a case diameter of 43.5 millimeters. It is made from 316L stainless steel, has a lug-to-lug measurement of 50.5 millimeters, and if you include the protruding male end links, that extends the effective lug-to-lug to 53.5 millimeters. The lug width is 20 millimeters, and the bracelet does taper down to 17.5 at the clasp. The thickness is 15.3 millimeters, that is measured to the bezel, but 17 millimeters to the top of the domed crystal. The crystal is made from sapphire and it does have anti-reflective coating. It is listed as 200 meters of water resistance, powered by the Seiko NH35 movement, which is a 3 Hz, beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour, roughly 40 hours power reserve. The weight is 212 grams and size for my 7-inch wrist, removing one link, it is 206 grams. The case is crafted to closely replicate the dimensions of the original Marinemaster 300. Everything from the multifaceted lugs with drilled holes to access the spring bars, to the brushed upper surface, to the side profile, which has a sliver that is horizontally brushed that separates the high polished and angled surfaces. The case back is lightly etched with the Steeldive logo and has clean graphic design that makes it much nicer than a sterile case back. It also has a signed crown. The crown thread action is easy to engage and screws down securely to the case. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional with a loomed ceramic bezel insert in BGW9, which matches the loom on the handset and indices. The bezel action is decent with a light resistance, with some bounce and a bit of backplay, but the alignment is good on this copy. The handset also is a 1-for-1 copy of the original, and that's a good thing, as these are some of my favorite design handset on any dive watch, with brush tops and slim beveled edges in high polish. The proportions are great and the printing on the dial is very crisp. The bracelet is also a direct copy as far as link design is concerned, and that's going to be a bit divisive because of the design, in my opinion, doesn't complement the case very well. That's why on my Marinemaster I opted for a strap code Angus J bracelet immediately and never looked back. But if you like the look, then you should be happy with its solid link and solid end link construction, with split pins to size, which makes resizing a breeze. Here Steeldive uses their usual signed pressed upper with 6 positions of micro adjustment and a mill lower, giving you a solid feeling clasp. Here you'll need all of those micro adjustments because the links are so long and the distance from pin to pin on adjacent links is about 12 millimeters. Thankfully, the upper clasp has a range of about 13 millimeters, which should give you a great fit. Going over the positives first, I like the inky black dial, which is a nice touch considering other Marinemaster 300 homages from Proxima and Heimdallr use a matte black dial. The BGW9 lume is overall good, and the bezel insert lume is surprisingly good. It shows great attention to detail, and I wish Seiko would have done the same as far as luming the entire bezel insert. The double dome sapphire crystal has very good clarity even at acute viewing angles. I like that Steeldive has a signed crown, which not even my SLA 059 has, which is a bit disappointing for a watch retailing for over $3,000. The proportion of the handset and indices closely match the original, giving you an authentic MM300 vibe and experience for about 1/20th the price. Some areas of the watch that could use improvement and refinement include the bezel feel. I would prefer a more solid feel on the bezel action with less backplay. I would also prefer Steeldive use a flat sapphire crystal and bezel insert to reduce the overall height to get closer to 15 millimeters, which would bring it more in line with the original. Surprisingly, the Steeldive doesn't seem much chunkier than the MM300 on the wrist, meaning that the added 2 millimeters of height is not all that apparent. I would have liked Steeldive to integrate the bracelet to the end link better, as it sticks out a bit more than I would prefer. Also, my copy has a stiff link on the bracelet, which should eventually break in, and it doesn't bother me too much. In summary, Steeldive offers a very good, affordable homage to a signature model in the upper echelon of Seiko Prospex divers. It truly nails the look and feel of the MM300 with nice details, good lume, premium materials in a double dome sapphire crystal, and lume ceramic bezel insert. Before purchasing the real deal, I owned 3 different homages to the MM300 from Proxima, Heimdallr, and this Steeldive. I honestly thought I would hate how tall, chunky, and bulky the watch would be, but I ended up loving it. It is an experience to wear the watch, and it wears surprisingly well and is comfortable for a 200 plus gram watch. It's no wonder why the case design could be considered legendary among dive watches, certainly among Japanese dive watch designs. Steeldive gives you a chance to experience the MM300 look and feel for a fraction of the cost. If you could wait for one of the big AliExpress sales to get this one closer to $120 to $130 US, I think that would be a great deal. As always, thank you for joining me today for this watch presentation. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the review, and consider subscribing to the channel to help us grow. Thanks again, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.